Jules McCools. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so you're a local artist. You're starting up this new kind of jamboree thing that we're doing in Atria. Can you talk a little bit more about like what the event is and how it works?
Yeah. So the Jackson and Jules Jamboree, it's hosted by me, Jules McCools, and my buddy Jackson Begley.
Not
And
pictured on screen. Yeah.
yes, but me and Jack, we've been running this thing since I think it was the first Tuesday of January. So since the calendar flipped to 2026, we've been doing a free show. It's free. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. runs until midnight. He'll do a set. We'll do a set together. I'll do a set. Our friends will guest, and they'll do sets as well.
That's like the really cool thing about the way that you're structuring it is that like there's kind of recurring guests that are coming on most weeks, right?
Yeah, so the event is brought to you by this place here, the Atria, as well as Crosswalk Entertainment. And Crosswalk Entertainment is run by a person named Tina. And Tina, her vision for the Jackson and Jules Jamboree would be for it to be similar to the Canadian all-star group Broken Social Scene. So Broken Social Scene is like 12 members at any given time. It's made up of Canadian music royalty, some of the biggest acts in Canada. Anyways, it's a big group of people who get together interchangeably, play some songs together. So that's the hope for what the Jackson and Jules Jamboree becomes, is we've got special features, but we also have a large cast of people who can just like swap in, swap out as we go. Yeah. So we're doing this every Tuesday night.
Awesome. And then, so I've got some actual questions here from Miss Tina of Crosswalk Entertainment. Starting off, what role do you think a weekly show plays in shaping a local music scene?
That's rad. I really like that question. I mean, I'm loving it personally. This is my first residency. This is my first time having a performance on a weekly basis, and something that I've really loved about it personally. I know I'm just kind of like talking about myself, but you're asking about my community.
It's your damn podcast, here, man.
But something I've been really loving is just how well it keeps me sharp, how it keeps me on top of things. I had my mom come out to this past week's performance. So thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
And I'm bringing this up because she has seen me perform since I was like 14. So that's 15 years ago. I'll be 30 this May. So she's seen me perform probably even before I was 14, just doing like kid stuff. Anyways, I'm bringing this up because she came out to catch the performance this previous week, and she was saying that like my singing has been like the best she's ever heard it, and that means a lot to me, and that's one of the benefits of for me personally. Doing this thing every week is it really keeps me on the ball. I'm not getting rusty at all. I'm keeping things going, keeping things fresh, trying new things out every week. I never want to do the same thing twice. So I'm always keeping things as fresh as possible. And it's done wonders for me to really stay fresh, stay on top of things, stay sharp. Yeah, so I've been really enjoying that.
It's kind of interesting how I think for a lot of people, there's like the open mic thing that you would do as like your way of staying sharp and kind of doing that once a week. But you get like, I don't know, 3-4 songs in at an open mic maybe, whereas you're doing what, an hour or two when you're doing the show?
Yeah, the whole show's 3 hours. Usually I'm part of it for 2 hours. I'll do like an hour myself, and then I'll do like an hour with Jackson and all of our friends who want to hop in. Yeah, so pretty much 2 hours. Well, at least 1 hour from any individual.
So kind of going back to the question from Tina, what do you think it means like for the scene in downtown Oshawa from the perspective of someone who's like not a musician, just going to shows?
Something that I really like is just kind of like the casual atmosphere, and that's something that I'm really trying to foster, cultivate.
And I think that's what this bar in particular excels at, is like it just feels casual. It doesn't, you ain't wearing your suit and tie here, right?
Yeah, I very much like the come as you are attitude. So I've been telling people, like, if you're downtown on a Tuesday night, just swing by. Something I said on stage this previous week's performance is that I think the general public, I think they're really afraid of like appearing like they're not interested in the act or in the show. Like some people, they're like, oh, I don't want to swing by just for one song and then leave. I think a lot of people have this attitude, and I'm really trying to change that.
Yeah, the attitude of like, you don't have to stay for the whole thing, right?
Yes.
Especially at a free show, right?
Yes.
Hey, paid show, that's a different thing because that's your money you put here. You're probably going to want to be there from the start right until the end, right? But even then, you don't have to, right? It's generally not seen as disrespectful to kind of leave in the middle of the show, come back, go out for a smoke, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm really trying to foster, that attitude. Because I just think that maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think the general public just thinks like if you're going, you should stay for a full act or an hour. And I mean, I'd love that. You know, I'm not going to say your time's up, you got to go. I love when people want to stay for extended periods of time. But what I really want to see, and what I want people to understand, is that one song means a heck of a lot. If you want to drop by just for one song, that means a heck of a lot. If you want to stay longer, that's totally welcome. But yeah, just Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. to midnight. If you're around for a single song, that would be awesome. Just swing by for one song, two songs.
Yeah, there's no minimum time you have to. You don't even have to buy a drink if you don't want to. Great if you do. Not necessary at all.
Yes. Yeah, that's another thing that I want people to understand, is that,
well, and like this is a Tuesday night. This ain't Friday night, right? Like most people have somewhere to be the next day, and like that's completely fine, right?
Yeah. So to directly answer the question, I think it really just builds a casual atmosphere where it's like come as you are, where it's like we want it to be kind of a low pressure, low stakes kind of performance for everybody. We want it just like, we don't need to like build it up like an extravaganza. Of course, we're excited every week, and we bring out some special guests that we're excited about. But,
why don't you talk a little bit more about the special guests that you've been having out?
Yeah, so so far we're still early in the Jamboree, so we've only done a few special guests. But some of the people that we've shared the stage, shoot, I'm struggling to know what his last name is, but we had our friend James join in on us for guitar, so that was rad. We'll be performing a band show in Jackson's band with James on guitar. It'll be next week.
Really?
From this moment, yeah, we're at Bovine Sex Club in Toronto. Yes, so that'll be Thursday night, February 26th, I believe.
Check it out.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, so we've got James in our band for that, so that's exciting. So we've had James out here, and that was fun. Some electric lead guitar to mix things up a bit. And Jackson and I have had both of our romantic partners be part of our Jamboree.
That's Cool Missy and Spoolie, right?
Yes.
They're almost every week at this point.
Pretty
right?
much, yeah. They've been a big part of it, and we're really grateful for their
They're both
contributions.
Really great musicians as well on their own.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Just because I love to perform, of course, but one of my favorite things about pursuing music is that it's like opened my world to all of the artists that are out there. Like if I worked a more conventional job, I probably wouldn't be able to devote so much of my time to to check out local music,
Hmm.
and just being able to check out like all the talent that's out there, all the fun stuff that's out there. Yeah.
Well, and like
So-
that's kind of part of what I'm trying to do with this podcast is like, because there's the people who are like really in the music scene in downtown Oshawa, and not just the music scene, but like events in general.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and if you start going to a lot of these, you see the same kind of 10, 15 people, but you're trying to get it to expand into like the same 40, 50 people maybe or more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's growing. I think it's
Yeah.
growing pretty fast, actually.
Right. Lately it has been.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm born and raised in Oshawa. So I was born here in 1996. So I spent my upbringing here, like up until I was 18. I grew up here, and when I was a teenager, obviously my opportunities were limited because a lot of live music, a lot of the stuff that goes on is restricted to people to the age of majority.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, it's
being,
usually in a bar
yes.
after hours, right?
Yes.
Like you have to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So being a teenager, it was an experience for sure. Just trying to navigate this, trying to find some shows. But there was a local arts collective that I was part of. It was called Broken Arts.
Okay.
And they focused a lot on all ages events as much as possible. So they were great. I was part of that. And then just to give you my life story, I moved away to go to school, and then I found some work, and then I moved back to Oshawa in 2019. So I think I was 23, if I'm doing the math right. Yeah. So then I've just been here since. Obviously, the pandemic happened, but yeah, I've been doing music through that. All this to say, I was part of what felt like a blossoming music community in Oshawa when I was a teenager, and now heading into my 30s, being part of the same music scene, just like 13, 17 years later, however long it's been. Yeah, it really feels like it's blossoming again. What I saw as a teenager feels like it's happening again, that there's more and more movement. And there's all sorts of weekly events going on here in Oshawa. There's some really fun stuff in the Durham region beyond.
Yeah. So something you mentioned there kind of interested me because there's a lot of like kind of younger people in like entering the scene in Oshawa these days in like teenager kind of high school age.
Yeah.
Like, can you talk a little bit more about just like what advice do you have for those people that are in that kind of age range trying to get gigs, but like maybe can't so much these days?
So I got to give a shout out to a friendly music venue around here, Bond Street, the Bond Street Event Center. I love what they're doing, and you know what they're doing. You shoot there all the time as a photographer.
I've been there once or twice.
Yeah. Their Thursday nights open jam is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the 222 open jam
Yes.
in basement venue that they have there.
Yeah.
That's run by Stoke the Fire, by the way.
Yes. Shout out.
Yeah, so hey, if you're trying to get on the stage, message him on Instagram. He'll be happy to put you on anytime you want, right?
And that's free to participate.
Free to participate, free to
watch.
attend.
All ages, yeah. If something existed like that when I was a teenager, I can only imagine how awesome that would have been.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it's cool. I love.
It's like,
that.
what do you want to say to like? I have this picture in my head of like, let's say 15, 16-year-old wants to get gigs, keeps getting shut down because you're just not old enough to kind of be out in this kind of environment.
In the digital age that we do find ourselves in, I think a lot of musicians have found success on social media.
Yeah.
Instagram
It might be the only
Live.
way to find success, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like during the quarantine of the pandemic, a lot of professional musicians, a lot of friends of mine were forced out of work, just as the rest of the world was. And I can think of a few artists in particular. I'm just gonna shout out some artists
Go
I
ahead.
know. Cale Crow from around here, and my buddy John Muirhead, who I think he might be Toronto based, maybe he's London based.
Okay. Actually, funny enough, John Muirhead, I went to high school with him in
no
Georgetown.
way.
But like he was a year ahead of me, so I didn't really know him very much. But like, and it's funny because he took a very different path in music than I did. I was in like our music program playing saxophone and doing that. I don't believe he took Hey, if he's watching this, do message, right? Tell us your story. But I think he was more of like, he did it kind of the independent musician route, and I think he started with piano, if I'm not mistaken. Cool. But yeah, like, sorry, you continue.
Oh yeah, I'm just bringing up these two gentlemen because I recall like they were doing online performances during the quarantine period, and that was I really enjoyed that. Like when during quarantine, when you kind of like lost track of what day it was. At least that was the experience for me. Like if it might have been every Tuesday night, Cale Crow would be doing a live performance.
I think we are in fact in an open bar. I think Team Canada just scored.
It may have been shorthanded.
Okay.
So yeah, just to reset that train of thought, it might have been every Tuesday night. Cale Crow was doing a live online live performance, probably to Facebook. Whatever it might have been, but like that was awesome for me. Like it was just like something that I would look forward to on a weekly basis, something that would help me keep track of what day it was. Just it introduced a little level of routine in a period of time that felt like all structure had kind of gone out the window. Anyways, this is all to say performing online has never been easier or more accessible. Obviously TikTok is the social media giant right now, but Instagram and Facebook, whatever the YouTube, so if you're struggling to find shows, make your own. It's never been easier to make your own. It's never been easier to just broadcast yourself live. I don't have a ton of advice on doing that. It's a different animal, performing to a camera or a phone versus performing to human beings. But it's a valuable skill nonetheless. Most musicians will find themselves performing in front of a camera at some point.
Right.
Videos. Yeah.
Okay, so going to return to the Crosswalk Entertainment questions, where if this jamboree is continuing to go on a year from now, how do you hope it kind of grows and expands?
I think the obvious answer for me would be just to include all sorts of different people, different, like, of course, new people, but like not just like, new people playing acoustic guitars. Like I'd really love to see it expand to like much other genres. I don't know if that made sense. Many other genres and many other instruments.
Yeah.
That's what would excite me the most, is if we can introduce more styles, more people of different backgrounds.
Yeah, a little bit more range to kind of like the different types of music that are going on here, right?
So I always like when I think about like genre, asking a musical artist like what genre they play, what genre they work in, is like always an adventure. It's funny how
most musicians don't have a clear answer for what genre they play.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's pretty funny because it's such a rudimentary question, and then you ask,
and it usually ends up being like someone asks you, and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Yeah, so like asking a musician what genre is always an adventure. But what I've started to do is I think about like the iceberg meme.
Okay.
So when somebody asks me what genre I play, the tip of the iceberg is where I start, and I just say rock. And for a lot of people, they're like, rock music. I know what that is.
Rock as opposed to like synth pop or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, most people, they're looking
Directionally,
for,
you kind of know where you're heading.
yeah.
What's the next layer after rock then?
Probably punk, maybe
Yeah.
punk rock, maybe indie rock.
Yeah,
One of the
somewhere in
same.
between kind of punk or indie, I guess, is your thing.
Yeah, and then like when we go really
there's a
deep,
layer of like goofiness below
Yes.
that, I think.
Yeah, there really is.
I feel like
for my
goofiness is
own
part of
stuff.
your brand that you
Yeah,
could talk about here.
100%.
Like, okay, this is something I didn't know for a very long time. Is like, Jules isn't your name.
No, it's a nickname.
We're not giving your real name away here. But like, on some level, are you like kind of leaning into the like ridiculous?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Like growing up, people really took me very seriously. And I had a very dry sense of humor. I still have a dry sense of humor, but maybe not like exclusively. Like growing up, I was like always dry. At least that's my take on it.
Okay.
But like now I can be a little bit more bubbly, I guess, in my humor. So anyways, I wanted to come up with like the fakest and stupidest name that I could think of.
Okay.
So Jules comes from my last name, and McCools is inspired by the character McLovin from Superbad. So yeah, there was a very short period of time where I thought my name should be Jules McLovin, but yeah, just
Jules McCools works.
Yeah,
that's the golden ticket right there, I think.
Yeah, I love it. It came to me at a really fun time.
And like I said, I thought it was your real name.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
So all the time people will ask me, is McCools your real last name? And I always answer them saying, Jules isn't even my real first name. Like, it's totally made up.
Okay, let's go back to the genre thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like, compare and contrast, I guess, your genre and, like, your material versus Jackson's.
So when we get to, like, the very bottom of the genre iceberg for me, there's kind of, like, 3 components that I feel like my music really embodies. So one is like the folk punk kind of side to things. So I've been using folk punk more and more to describe the kind of music that I make.
Okay.
I'm heavily inspired by a lot of Midwest emo bands, which is a really fun subgenre of emo music that kind of continued. Yeah, I can
really
talk,
fun lyrics in those.
Yeah, I can talk forever about Midwest emo. And then there's like the comedy elements, the goofy elements that I put in my music. So that's like kind of like Bare Naked Ladies kind of style of approaching to songwriting and just that general attitude. Yeah, there were a lot of comedy musical acts that that I was inspired by. I give a shout out to Flight of the Conchords in one of my songs. Tenacious D and Bo Burnham on the comedy side of things are artists I spent a lot of time listening to. Yeah, so I try to be goofy with my songs. Try not to take myself too seriously. But not comedy music, not like Tenacious D or Flight of the Conchords. More on the Bare Naked Ladies kind of side to just goofiness. Because my music isn't comedy, it's just there's comedic elements to it.
Yeah, it's not a comedy show, but it's funny. You'll probably laugh at some point, God forbid.
That's the hope.
Yeah,
I do try and get some laughs.
So I want to return to another Crosswalk Entertainment patent pending question right here. What part of your music feels most honest or vulnerable to you?
My intuition is just to say all of it. Yeah, I really try to wear my heart on my sleeve and just kind of, I'm trying to think of the expression, like just leave it all out. What's the...
Just vibe, bro.
There's a phrase that I'm specifically trying to come up with. It's not quite coming to me, but just kind of like put it all out there. So maybe to actually give a real answer would be my lyrics are probably, maybe that's obvious, but like my lyrics being the most vulnerable part of what I'm doing.
Well, and I think that's kind of for most people because that's where you have the opportunity to talk about yourself, right? Or whatever it is you're talking about, right? if you're just like playing chords that in your head means something to you, it probably doesn't exactly communicate the same thing to an audience, right?
Yeah, something that I've noticed is that a lot of popular music, and that that includes like rock music and like let's just say country, pop music in a very very general sense, as in not classical or jazz, like popular. I shouldn't fuss so much about the details, but generally pop music. Something I've noticed is a lot of songs, a lot of lyrics in popular music. There's a lot of like second person pronouns. It's a lot of like you. A lot of songs are written about you.
Okay.
In popular music, songs about somebody. And then there's a lot of third person songs, like songs about him, songs about her, songs about them. What you'll find in Jules McCools music, it's all I. It's it's
Okay.
me. I am always writing about me. Yeah, I'm maybe not always, but that's definitely a common trend that I find with the music that I make is it's all autobiographical.
Okay, that's interesting.
Thanks. I'm glad.
No, it's
I'm
like
glad
I
it's
didn't
interesting.
notice it, but now that
Yeah.
I'm kind of, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, to me, that's like I guess really important. It's just like I write autobiographical songs. I'm writing about me and my feelings and my experiences. I'm not usually writing about other people. I'm writing about the feelings that I feel. And that kind of allows me to get really introspective, at least I think it does, really personal. Something that is really important to me is that I don't want to write songs that have already been written. And maybe that's like, yeah, obviously, but I just kind of feel like
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Right?
I find that for, just like you look at music since the 1950s, let's say, and a lot of the same lyrical themes, a lot of the same material. And I don't want to like profess that I'm like so original and so unique, but I really try to find things that I find other people aren't writing songs about, and I try to write about those things. I really try to keep things unique. So to kind of circle back to what you were asking, like I'm writing about my feelings about some rather specific stuff, and that allows me to get really introspective and try to offer unique perspective.
Well, and there's kind of this weird line where, because like most musicians don't want to see themselves as being like a generic rock musician, let's say.
Totally, yeah.
Right? But then you want to do things that are similar enough to every other rock musician that you still fit in a genre.
Yeah.
Right? And like if you're going to be real particular about your genre and say it's like Midwest emo punk,
yeah.
now you're putting yourself into a certain box and still trying to be unique there, right?
Yeah.
There's a kind of funny duality to that, I think.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that I would want to write a song about, is this balancing act between trying to stay consistent, staying consistent with your own material, but also, as you said, consistent within the genre and the sort of expectations that your audience has grown to expect from you. So there's a level of consistency that's required, but then there's also the opposite, a level of freshness, uniqueness.
Well, you're reminding me of something you said on stage earlier this week when you were talking about, I forget the name of the band, but you said, their first album was great, and their second album was great, and then their third album, no one likes it. It's like, well, on some level, like apply that to yourself. Do you want to try new things or not?
Do I want to try new things?
Yeah, risking releasing the third album that no one likes.
Yeah, I'm fine taking that risk.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite bands that I think have been like super consistent in their discographies, The Strokes comes to mind. They do have one. No, I'm not going to say anything against The Strokes. The Strokes have been remarkably...
Yeah, The Strokes are going to be in the comment section.
Yeah. I don't want to upset anybody. And yeah, I'm a big fan of those guys. So yeah, this like between 2001 I guess was their debut, and 2020 was their most recent full length. Like so much consistency, and that blows me away because their 2001 record, Is This It, doesn't sound much like their 2020 record, The New Abnormal. But yeah, just
Well, you would hope there was some personal growth in that 19-year period there,
yeah.
right?
So yeah, that blows me away that they've changed their sound but are just consistently excellent. Cage the Elephant is another band that comes to mind when I think about like just consistency. Their debut record, it was a self-titled record, Cage the Elephant.
Oh, that was a study album for me.
Yeah.
That was put it in your ears and forget about the world.
Yeah, that was a lot of Call of Duty Zombies for me. Just putting on that record. Yeah, that first record I think is awesome, and then they've continued to like explore other things. So you know, you can talk down about bands who lost what made them special, but like I don't know, give some respect to bands like The Strokes and Cage the Elephant who have changed their sound but have still managed to put out great quality. That's the benchmark for me. Would be you know, be different but keep putting out consistent quality. I feel like I haven't been doing Jules McCools for all that long. I pretty much started this like solo project in 2019. Maybe you could trace it back a little bit earlier, but my first release was in 2019. And back then I was kind of more in the pop punk kind of camp. But I've definitely been more refined over time. Now my songs are much more clearly, maybe not a whole lot. In my opinion, they're much more clearer in like the folk punk kind of side to things. Okay. So I've kind of refined that. So going forward, I wonder if I'm going to continue to refine that, or if I'm going to broaden it up a little bit and get a little bit more experimental with things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's reminded me of a while ago I saw Queens of the Stone Age at the Tribute Center here. And there was this funny moment in the show where he was like, you know, I'm just going to take some requests from the audience. Your, 5,000 person audience in that room. And do you guys want to hear a new song off the new record, or do you want to hear some of the old ones? And whole room goes, oh, the old ones, the old. He's like, hey, my new album's good, assholes. You're like, and like, he knew that that's what everyone wanted to hear, right? Like, because do you want to hear a live version of the songs you've been listening to for 10 years? Or do you want a live version of a song you maybe didn't even listen to at all?
Yeah. People love what's familiar.
Yeah.
People love
well, that's why Spotify has your top 5 tracks on your artist page, right?
Yeah.
It caters to the familiar, what's popular.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of that as well, where I listen to a lot of the same songs from a lot of my favorite artists. But yeah, I do like to sort of challenge myself and like put on a record from an artist that I haven't checked out. Obviously, I love like these weird subgenres of rock that I'm so ingrained in, the folk punk, the Midwest emo. That's what I listen to the most. But I'm a huge Childish Gambino fan.
Okay.
So just the other day I was listening to I don't even know the name of his record. It came out after what is it called? Awaken My Love, or is that just the track from it? I think that's the name of the record. Anyways, it had Redbone on it.
I think I remember when this came out, but
2016?
I can't hear it in my head right now.
I've got it on vinyl, even though it might be called Awaken My Love.
Okay. But like that's something that it died with vinyl, is the idea of listening to a whole album start to end, right?
Yeah. And that's usually how the artist wants you to. I mean, the artist will gladly take any form, at least in my opinion. You know, you listen to any song from any artist, they're gonna appreciate it. But you know, when they make
it lets you tell kind of a longer and more interesting story across multiple songs. I guess, right?
Yeah, and like, I guess we still kind of see this in the art of the playlist. Like people make playlists. some people listen to playlists and they curate a specific order to listen to the songs in.
Well, that's DJing is what it is, right?
Yeah.
And like, I think there's a tendency musicians have to kind of knock DJs.
Yeah.
Well, because like what a musician's doing on stage requires such a long time of practice and like developing the skill, where a DJ can maybe kind of get there in an afternoon, right? You're not like a world-class DJ at that point, but you're good enough, I guess, to do a show. And I think just the difference in the amount of effort it takes to get to the entry level is, I guess, like a point of frustration, even though like I think they're both equally valid art forms. And like, hey, if you've ever been to a DJ night, you probably had a lot of fun at it, actually, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out some friends of mine in the band Atria. They're a local metal band.
Yeah.
I'm not a metalhead myself, but they just melt my face off. They're some of the most talented individuals that I've ever met and worked with, and when they combine, when they perform as a band, they're out of this world.
Well, and that's a funny metal band because it's a metal band, absolutely, but like very weird, kind of like wide range of different types of metal, I guess is how you would put it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not my forte talking about metal, but they're incorporating all sorts of elements from other genres. They had like a disco break in one of their songs. I think it's called Wonder House.
Great song.
Maybe it's more of a German Wunderhaus or something like that. But there's like this like funk element to that, maybe some disco. But I'm bringing them up because I was having a conversation. It was either with one of their members, Liam or Matt, and it was about like contrasting. It might have been house music or maybe it was EDM, but it was an electronic style of music. I know even less about electronic music than I do about metal, so I'm really out of my depth here. But either Liam or Matt was telling me about the similarities between metal music and something like house or EDM, where it's all about like building up tension and then leading to a huge release.
Yeah, and like because sometimes it's like you can't really pick out what note you're playing in, like either in electronic or in metal, right? It's just kind of noise or like energy or like.
Yeah, it's a wall, wall of notes.
Right.
So I know what you mean. But like the breakdowns of metal songs are comparable to like the drops when there's a drop in electronic music of some genre. So that was a really cool conversation, just being able to compare electronic music to, music played with conventional instruments like electric guitars, metal music, electronic music. Yeah, that was cool. That was enlightening.
Okay. Want to return to one last question from Crosswalk Entertainment, and I think we're going to wrap it up on this one. So if someone hears one song from you for the first time, what do you hope they walk away feeling?
Okay, that's cool. That's not exactly where I thought you were going with that question. What do I want them to feel? I want them to feel, maybe this is cliche, but I want them to feel like there's somebody out there who knows what it's like. That's kind of, I think a lot of artists feel that way. Like a lot of the function of their songwriting is to be relatable. 'Cause like music has played such an enormous role in my life. And like I think about like, the songs and the albums that have meant so much to me throughout my life. And like my dream, I suppose, is to help people with my music the way that other people have helped me through their music.
I love that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Right. There's something specific that that just reminded me of that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
on my on the streaming service that I use to listen to music, I'm not gonna mention it because they don't deserve any.
Oh dear.
credit.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't talk badly about any particular artist. At least I'll try not to. But yeah, streaming services are terrible. They're destroying the industry, along with all sorts of other things. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna. It's kind of. This is a huge tangent already. This is a tangent
Knock yourself
of a tangent. Yeah, it's hard to. I'm a very political person, so it's hard to get me talking about anything without me bringing up politics. But yeah, there's streaming services are bad. Maybe do some research as to how these streaming services are negatively affecting all sorts of things. So with that in mind, I was listening. This was like back in 2017. On my on the streaming service that I use, and it has a function where it like recommends artists based on what you listen to, some sort of algorithmic recommendations. So this was like I said, 2017, and I came across a song, and the name of this song was called "Zombies Ate My Neighbors," and the artist is Single File, and I saw this title of a song, "Zombies Ate My Neighbors," on some algorithmic playlist recommended to me. And "Zombies Ate My Neighbors" is the name of a video game that I grew up playing on the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
It's by LucasArts, so it's the Star Wars guys. Yeah, anyways, this game I grew up playing, "Zombies Ate My Neighbors," and then I see a track, I see a song with that title. I'm like, I gotta listen to this song. And then I listened to it, and it's by this like indie band from 2009 who like put out one record in their like life. They're from Denver, Colorado, I believe. They played at Warped Tour in like 2009 or 2010. They disbanded shortly after. All this to say, I heard this song. It popped up on an algorithmic playlist. Same title as this game that I used to play. I listened to the song. It becomes my favorite song. It's a pop punk indie rock song about like hanging out with friends, and then it turns out you look outside and there's zombies, and you have to like save the world from the zombies. Pretty dopey song.
Okay.
It is my favorite song.
Okay.
And that is exactly what I want to do as an artist. I want to write somebody's favorite song. So what Single File did is they just wrote a song. They're not still together. They broke up, but they made one record that I absolutely love. It's got my favorite song on it, and I just happened to come across it. So that's what I want to do as a musician. I want to write somebody's favorite song. I want somebody to just like be however they discover new music. I want somebody to discover a song of mine just out of the blue, and then for me to have written their favorite song. And I don't even need to know that I ever accomplished that. But that's my ultimate goal as a musician, is just write somebody's favorite song.
All right.
Yeah.
I love that.
I hope that wasn't a crazy tangent.
No, it's cool. Let's just close it off with any final words you have about the Jamboree.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Yeah. Please reach out to me. I'm McCools Music on Instagram. That is the easiest way to get in touch with me. Jules McCools Music. You can always just search that up. I'm the guy who shows up. So yeah, please, if you'd like to get involved in it, we're always interested in having more people involved on the stage side of things for people who want to perform. Yeah, please reach out. Don't hesitate. And it's every Tuesday, so 9 p.m., 12 p.m., free show. We'd love to see you make some new friends, build community.